So adding CP3. In my deepest hearts of hearts, I see CP3 staying with the Clippers. They're going to be able to pay him the max. And if he does decide to go somewhere, he is expecting to win a championship. And I think that's what the deal is, for sure. All right, so let's also look at, as we talk about these finals, what happened to LeBron? What happened to the not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6? Obviously, he overspoken. Obviously, he was a little bit too excited. But that is over with. I don't see him getting to 5 for sure. He may get one more. And he's going to have to play a while, I think, to get that. But it's going to be interesting for sure with how everything's going to go down. And I think LeBron age is going to catch up with him. He is going to need more help. If everybody remembers, if everyone remembers, LeBron and we got our next guest up on the line. How's it going?
Doing good.
Good, man. Thank you for oh yeah, no problem. We got Jonathan Bates on the show. We're gonna be talking NBA Finals. I've already kind of been talking about it, but I definitely want to get his opinion on it. So you've got LeBron, who's now 3-5 in the finals. Was there a passing of the torch, or is that overstepping in the comment that Paul Pierce made?
No. I think Paul Pierce is not crazy, and he's not saying anything just for ratings or anything. He's correct. He's passing the torch to Kevin Durant. LeBron James right now, I believe, is 30 years old. 30 years old, if I'm correct, or 32 years old. In 2 years, he's going to be 32 years old. So you're talking about Kevin Durant, who's on the Golden State Warriors team, who have all their stars under 20 years old. And possibly Steph Curry and Kevin Durant not at that peak of their prime yet. Kevin Durant only 28. You have to give him another year or two to be at his peak. He's in his prime right now, but we are talking about at his peak. So he's on the team with Draymond Green, whose defense is on another level than everybody. You're talking about Klay Thompson, who can shoot his lights out, and he already said he's going to stay on the Warriors because he loved this feeling. And you're talking about Stephen Curry, who's a great Robin for Kevin Durant, as he's a Batman. So I feel like LeBron James is passing the torch to Kevin Durant because he simply just I didn't say outplay LeBron James because he did average a triple-double, but on some games, Kevin Durant outplayed LeBron James in Game 7. To me, I believe he outplayed LeBron James. He had 39 points in that game to go along with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. So I feel like LeBron James passed the torch to Kevin Durant, and he will be back-to-back finals MVP champions.
That's a bold statement right there. Back-to-back finals MVP. Now, I don't agree with Paul Pierce, and here's why. LeBron is still, I think, the best player on the planet, athletic-wise, skill-wise. He averages a triple-double. KD can surpass LeBron. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think it's a little bit premature. If he wins back-to-back MVPs, I think then you got to hand over the torch. But I think it's still too early. This is what we've seen. This is the first time we've seen KD like this. So I think everybody's excited. I think everybody's interested in what he's doing because he's playing some awesome basketball, better than what he's ever played before. But that's just my opinion.
Right. And I can agree with you. In 2 years, yes, this would be Kevin Durant league. we are not going to be saying this LeBron James league, but in 2 years, this will be Kevin Durant league. And one of the reasons why is because Kevin Durant has to force LeBron James to move out the Eastern Conference. I don't care if Kevin Durant on the Warriors or if that's the main reason, but Kevin Durant will force LeBron James to move out the Eastern Conference, because you got to think about this. Kyrie Irving's contract is almost over, so would he want to stay on the Cleveland Cavaliers? We don't know. He's a young star. He's a rising star, and do we want to stay in Cleveland, the actual city, the Cleveland, not the team? You talking about LeBron James, he don't have the other players. The cap space is just gone in Cleveland unless you do it some way, a trade, and you're not maintaining the big three with Kevin Love. I don't know what team on earth will make a trade while Kevin Love is still on the Cavaliers. You're just simply helping out the Cavaliers out to help beat the Warriors. So I don't see any team making a trade without taking Kevin Love. If they do, then they're just basically dumb and helping LeBron James out and get back to the Warriors. But on another end, I feel like LeBron James would be going in LA somewhere or in the Western Conference to better help his resume, because I know he's tired of people saying he can only win in the Eastern Conference. So once his contract's over with, LeBron James is going to the Western Conference and joining some type of team to help take out the Golden State Warriors.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to get into that. There was a story that came out this week by, I think it was Adrian Wojnarowski, basically saying he sees LeBron leaving Cleveland. Honestly, I don't see it happening. I mean, he's in a prime position to still win where he is. If he leaves, you're basically having to start over. If you go to the Lakers, they're still rebuilding. If you go to the Clippers, yes, they're one player away, but I do see people leaving. I don't see Blake Griffin still staying there. CP3 may not even be there. I do see it happening, though, towards the end of his career. And if this is the end, maybe he does. But I think he's still in a prime position to still win. Now, the only thing the Cavs need, I think, is better bench players, number one. They got flat out outplayed, outscored with their bench. And that was their problem. Now, I would say, if LeBron did go to an LA team, if he did go to the Western Conference, why would you stab your own city in the back twice? Why would you even do that? Why would it even be in his mind? Which I hope it's not. But that was an interesting story that definitely came out this week, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I did want to definitely dive into that. Everybody in the chat room, let me know if you think LeBron would leave again. I also want to give a shout out to Big L in the building. Appreciate you jumping in on the chat line. He says, Kyrie the killer, not LBJ. He says, he's talking something to Vince. But here's another thing right here, which we're kind of going on off topic a little bit. But Kyrie, is he better than Allen Iverson? That was a big thing going around today or over this week. My answer is no. I don't think he is. Can he be, though? Yes. But I don't think he is as of right now. What's your thoughts, though?
I feel like Kyrie Irving didn't prove anything to the league yet. He's still young, and that comment, or whoever made that comment, was absurd. I believe Kevin Durant made that comment on Bill Simmons' podcast. But I feel like Kyrie Irving, he's not in his prime yet, nor is he all the way good, nor did he reach his full maximum potential in the NBA. So you have to give Kyrie Irving enough time to make that statement. That's disrespect to Allen Iverson as a player and to this league. Kyrie Irving haven't even been in this league that long of a time, so you have to give him at least 4 more years to make that comment about Allen Iverson, because he was dominant, talented, athletic, all of those in one. Hey, he crossed over Michael Jordan, the best basketball player, and he had great IQ. AI was one of the best point guards I watched growing up. And with AI, he just made the game better. He crossed over people. He destroyed people. He could attack the rim. He was dunking on people. Like, AI was at least 6'6", and he was dunking on people. So he was just real vicious. And Allen Iverson is really like the Ken Griffey Jr. of the MLB and Randy Moss of the NFL. Those are the type of players that people would just sit down and watch because they was game changers. Not game changers, but they just highlight real players. So out of those three players, they made the league better. So AI is just one of those players that the younger kids will always watch, and he always did. Was a great player, but no, I don't think Kyrie Irving on AI level yet.
Yeah, and I agree. We got Big L saying Kyrie needs 5 more years. I agree there. I think you cannot say he's better than AI yet. AI, like you said, Jay, he basically transcended the game of basketball. He made it where crossovers became something again. There was, Tim Hardaway, he was, I think at least in my era, that came up with the crossover, and he had a killer crossover. But AI, when he crossed over Michael Jordan, to me, that day, he basically did a 360 from what the NBA was used to, because we were used to MJ crossing over people. We were used to MJ doing all these things, and AI basically did it to the GOAT. So, also, Big L says LBJ going to New York, maybe New York. I don't know about that one, because if he decides to go to New York, he has to know he will be and will have a lot of pressure on him. It won't be he's going to come back here, he's going to go to New York and chill. He's going to be coming to New York to work harder than what he is now. And I don't think LeBron wants to do that. Also, give a shout out to Grego in the chat room. Appreciate you. The great Grego in the building. He says, I think LeBron will leave again. Grego says that was so disrespectful to Jordan. It was. The way he crossed over Jordan, it really completely. I think that day I started watching basketball differently, because Jordan was my guy. And when that happened, not that Jordan's game stepped back, but it was almost as if there's a new guy in town. And I was impressed. I was impressed with AI with that crossover.
And I agree with Big L. I'm looking at the comment section right now. He said AI took a nothing team to the NBA Finals. Kyrie couldn't make the playoffs without LeBron James. And that's what I always tell people in Cavaliers fans, that they always say Kyrie Irving is the MVP, and Kyrie Irving is not the MVP. How can you be an MVP and you cannot win without LeBron James? I don't think Kyrie Irving won the game without LeBron James yet. So it's just horrible to see that. And without LeBron James, the Cleveland Cavaliers was horrible. They got first-round draft picks without LeBron James. And as soon as LeBron James came along, they was a straight finals team. So Kyrie Irving not at the MVP level yet. And that's why I don't put him over John Wall or I'm not going to say Kyle Lowry, because Kyle Lowry is a no-show in the playoffs. And I'm not going to put him over Isaiah Thomas yet. Hell, he almost there with Kemba Walker. He's a little bit better than Kemba Walker, but Kyrie Irving didn't prove anything yet to the league, but he's just a great scorer. He's not even a true point guard yet.
Yeah, I think his thing that he's proving is that he can shoot, or he can, go off the dribble with both hands. To me, that's what kind of separates Kyrie from other players. But he is not a guy that will take over multiple games. He'll do it once or twice in a series, but I don't see him doing that in a consecutive series where the team's on Kyrie's back. I don't see it happening. Big L comes back and says, I like Wall over Kyrie too. Well said. And that was to your comment. So here's what the interesting thing about this whole series was. Look, again, LeBron had a triple-double, and that wasn't enough. Name a series, and there isn't one, I'm going to give you the answer now, where a guy averaged a triple-double in the series. It didn't happen, and he did it, and they still lost. What do you think was the reason why they still lost this series?
The Cleveland Cavaliers, it's simple. It's simple. And Kyrie Irving I'm not going to bash Kyrie Irving because he's a great young point guard. And when he turned 30,